Alright, so what I did was sculpted this and etched these out. So I'm going to make a copy of this today. So this is the mold. This is the mold, easy mold shit. 2-part mold. Should work out fine. Gonna press this after I mix it into it, and then we're gonna make a resin copy of 2 copies, and then we're gonna put the resin copies into the axe. The only issue is you gotta kind of squeeze it in first and then push it in. Hey Scott, how's it going? So we're gonna mix this stuff up. It's the last of what I got. Doesn't really matter. I really don't need this much, but I've had it for too long. What's up, Raz? Stuff is very, very oily, so it doesn't stick to much. Probably should order some more. It's good to have it. You never know when you might need it. Yeah, I mixed way too much, but doesn't matter. Takes like 15 minutes to cure. Alright, so instead of pressing it on and running into bubbles, it's good to take some of this and just start squeezing it in right away to these lines. Just really get this in here. Then take this and we can squeeze this directly into it. Like I said, I mixed way too much, but it's really, really tough because it's been here open for about 6 months now. Now I'm pressing it fairly deep, but not that much. How long were you out of power, Raz? The only thing I find with this stuff though is when you do your first resin pour, it still is kind of oily, so that resin might kind of not cure the first time correctly, so we'll see how it works out. Well, that sucks. At least it wasn't like blazing hot summer losing the stuff or super freezing cold. Alright, so while this is setting up, start getting this all set up. So I have 4 cups here for a reason, and I'm going to show you why. Yeah, that's gotta suck. At least it wasn't freezing where, you know, maybe your pipes would burst or any crap like that. Alright, so just a little bit of this resin left. So we should be good enough to make maybe 2 copies. And that should be about good. Don't need that much. So we got some of our ink, just so it's easier to see. It's better to put a little dab on here than to drop too much in here. You only allow a certain percentage of ink to resin. So I always mix it in with the B. This is the B, the thicker stuff. So when it's ready, what's going to happen is I'm going to mix these 2 into this cup. I'm going to mix it, and then I'm going to take that cup and throw it into this cup, because the way it is when you mix A and B together, you still have A and B stuck to the sides. But when you mix it into your last cup, what it is, it's all fresh mixture. And I find that that works better for smaller items like this, because I had to make one of those copies of those hands I did for Velma this week. And then every time I mix it into just the first cup and I poured it in, the hand would never cure. But when I mix it into this cup, then poured it in, it cured throughout the whole hand. So this is one of these things that they taught me at the seminars, that you mix it into this cup and then you mix it into that cup and then you pour it. So this is just pretty much cured up now. So let's take the gloves off just so I can handle this. I'm going to kind of heat it up first, which I'm going to put in front of my heater, just to get the mold a little bit hotter. But yeah, it cured up nicely so far. So it's pretty much tough. And then basically you just pop it out. And then you have the mold like so. So we put this aside to hold on to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the garage real quick, just throw some baby powder on it, and then I'm going to put it in front of the heater on the floor. So I'll show you that in a second. So you see we got the baby powder to there. So let's get this heated up. Take these 2. One of the reasons I like to do it on the floor, like so, as you can see, trying to put the heater up here and then accidentally knocking everything over is a pain in the ass, so it's better just to leave it on the floor and let that heat up. Now you can use a blow dryer, but I'm not trying to cook it, I'm trying to warm it up. So this is just kind of like 70-degree heater type thing, and just kind of get the resin on both sides and the mold heated up. So I'll put this back up like that and just get it cooked. If you are doing this type of stuff with the heater, say if you're mixing a lot, you don't want to do this type of stuff in a garage, I mean in like indoors without getting some ventilation. I got my window open pretty high, it's just a tiny bit and it's okay. But if you're going to be mixing like big bases or you're going to be making like multiple copies of something, make sure your ventilation is pretty good. I mean, you don't have to cook it, but it's good to at least have it warmed up. I'm just waiting for FedEx to drop off an item today, so that should be pretty good for that. Just warm enough that it's not super cold, but it's not blazing hot. Heat just helps it set better. Hey Chris, how's it going? I'm loving those zodiac signs you've been putting up. Is your latest one's going to be prints? I haven't been paying attention. I just kind of look at them and move on. Been so busy this week. Alright, so we're going to mix these two together. So part A is really watery, so it kind of goes out a lot. So part B, you really kind of need to let it get out of there a little bit more. Mix up a fresh thing. So we're going to mix this in here like so. This is the Smooth Cast 300 and it cures up in 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Pot life is like 1 minute or something, I forget. And you take your cup and you put it in your freshest cup. And you mix this one up. And now while I have some resin there, I do have this one here for the hand I was making. So instead of wasting some resin, let's just make an extra hand. Can't hurt. So it's good to have some extra hands. So hopefully it cures up correctly. We'll see. So we'll just let those set up. Yeah, I really like them. They're really looking great, Chris. Really looking good. Maybe when you get them all up and stuff, I'll do like one batch order instead of ordering one at a time. Unless you will offer some kind of like batch order or something. I don't know. I don't know if I'll get them all, but I definitely want to get maybe a few. Like I said, because this is a fresh mold and it is semi-oily, because it's like a very oily base silicone like 2-part mold thing, so this casting might not be good the first time, but we'll see. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So over there you can see that one's starting to turn now. Starting to turn in that center. You can see a little bit of white starting to turn here, and it's starting to slowly react and cure. The smaller resin is, and the small, the thinner and stuff, the longer it takes to cure. Like the thicker, because it's so thick and it's getting hotter and hotter, it seems to work better. So this edging will probably take a little bit longer than that one. Sounds great, Chris. I'll keep an eye on it. Now the other thing too is my resin is at the very bottom of the container. Usually if you're mixing the whole container and you're just constantly mixing until it's completely empty, you don't run into this, but because mine's been sitting for so long and it's just at the bottom of the container, and even though I shook it up, you still get some of this longer curing stuff. But it does cure though. Now usually resin I like to let cure up for a while before I do any kind of sanding and stuff, but if this cures up enough where it's works out well, I can sort of start sanding it. So I'm going to grab some sandpaper and we'll do a little bit of sanding once they're cured to set it up for the axe. Basically, I'll just pop it out, turn it over, and sand it down a bit. Hey Jaden, how's it going? Doing alright. Busy week. Thought it was Thursday. I don't know why I thought it was Thursday. Must have been because I've just been painting non-stop all week and I completely lost track of days. Just one of those weeks. Now the only thing about this two-part mold stuff, I don't know how long this stuff lasts. I have used this stuff before in the sense where I've made a couple castings and it was fine, but I did leave a couple of these in a container, and then like a year later when I went to pick it up, they broke apart like really fragile. So I don't know if these are, once you mix them up, I don't know how many castings you can get out before they start going bad. I haven't really tested that. Usually it's something like this. I mix it up, I make a casting or two, and then I throw it into the container and never use it again. So I'm not really sure how it'll work. I was going to do all this on the side, but I figured let's do it for the stream because show you guys how each process goes. So touching it, it's still fairly soft, but it is hardening it up, and it did get a little bit warm down here. So you can see probably it'll be nice and good when all this black part starts to cure up. So if that part starts to cure up pretty well, then all this should cure up pretty well. Because this is just thinner, so it takes a little bit longer to cure. Now sometimes a blow dryer could help. So let's kind of... Jaden, what I'm doing right now is I'm working on my last two backlogs, and I'm currently taking on stuff that people have been waiting for like a year and a half. So I'm slowly working with people to start sending me stuff. I'm doing a lot more repairs again now. Some people that have been waiting sort of dropped out. I haven't heard from them, so it's kind of like, as of right now, I'm just trying to get those who've been waiting patiently, and then anyone else who's looking to get into like the next batch, I'm trying to tell them to contact me in like June, so I could try to plan for winter stuff. The only problem though is I'm letting people know that supposedly China is shutting down again, so therefore supplies are going to be hard to come by, and also resin's going up because of the gas prices. So I'm trying to do things in the sense where I can get stuff done and it won't linger again for like a year. I mean, you can hit me up and let me know what you're looking for, but like I said, I'm just trying to work in order with people. Alright, let's see how this... Alright, so it's a little bit soft still, so we'll just kind of leave it there. So that's one copy. Not bad. Just let that sit and cure a bit, and let's make another copy. So I'll go hit this with some more baby powder. Alright, well, hit me up again, Jaden. Like I said, I'm trying hard to cater to everyone. I just can't take... I don't want to overload and have way too much shit. I mean, it's statues. The stuff doesn't go by fast. There's no way about it. You can't just sit here and be like, yeah, I'll get it done in a week type thing, you know? It just doesn't happen. But as long as people are patient, I try to get as much done as possible. And as long as they don't shut down the world again either. That's what killed me over the past 2 years. I'm also trying to buy up some supplies now while I can, because I ordered some primers, ordering some paints. I'm worried that they're gonna say, hey, you know, China shut down, we got no supplies again. Alright, let's heat this up again. Oops. Stop pulling the whole thing down. A little extra hand in case I need it. It's always good to have some of these little molds around in case you have extra resin. Can't hurt to make a couple extra copies. So that's toughening up pretty well. Not bad. So we're just going to have to clean that up once it cures a little bit more. Now you really don't have to heat up the mold each time. Once you start molding and casting, if you do it a lot, the mold's going to start just staying warm from the resin alone. So if you're doing like a batch of casting during the day, the molds are going to stay hot and warm and you'll be good. But the first time or two, you want to kind of heat it up a bit. That's how you. That's how they say you burn out your molds, because if you pour in, you demold, you pour in, you demold, you pour in, you keep just cooking it all day long, and you're just, you know, cooking the resin. I mean the mold all day. I was doing that with the head bases because I really didn't give a crap. I just wanted to get them done. Okay. So, this is the first one. Take A and B, pour it in. Now, if you mix a lot of resin, like if you're mixing major resin cups, I think the guys use like, you know, drills and stuff, so they don't have to do what I'm doing. But for the smaller stuff, it works. This, pour this one into here. And I think we should be good if that cures up nicely. Kind of boring and tedious, but this is how, you know, all your resin statues and stuff are made. Same thing they do in the factories, except at a larger scale. So you cure it up fairly fast on that time. It really moved a little bit faster. So I think that's because there's a little bit more heat in there. Mixing up the resin a lot more. So it just kind of goes. So sometimes it cures fast, sometimes it doesn't, but it's always the center that goes first. Then the outsides take a little bit longer. Now you can see on this one here, see it's kind of clearish color still around the side. So that's still got a little bit more to cure. I've made mistakes in the past when I first started casting where I would demold too soon. And what happens is when you demold too soon, it's soft, you warp it, or you stretch the item. Or sometimes, like if fingers are in there and they take a little bit longer to cure, when you pull it out, the fingers stretch. Same thing with this stuff. But this is curing up pretty well. It's pretty tough. So basically, we can start doing this on this one. It still is semi-soft. It's not like completely super tough. So normally I wouldn't do this, but I kind of want to move a little faster with it. Alright, so that should fit on one side. Just got the other one to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the garage door and just kind of do a little notches in here, so this way when I attach it, it gets in there pretty well. So one is down. So this should pop out pretty well. This one's a little bit thicker now. Now you see all this little weirdness on this piece here? That's because when I pushed it in, I squeezed it and I pushed it back and I wiggled a little bit. So that stuff, so this mold got a little bit weird over in there. That's why I don't like doing this stuff too much, unless it's a way I can kind of get this done. But since it's soft a little bit, if you're careful and not like manhandling it, you won't bend it. You could kind of get the edges off pretty well. Even an X-Acto blade would work, but I don't want to over slice it. Even your nail could kind of rip it out. It's still soft. Alright, we'll let that cure up a little bit. So there's a couple ways of getting these in here. You can just use some glue or some Aves. We're probably going to use a little bit of glue, and then I'll just put some Aves around the edging of this, and that should be locked in there pretty well. And then what I can do is once it's locked in, once it's secured, I could kind of sand it down a little bit just to kind of flatten it. And then I think it should look pretty good. Now when I sand this, I'm sanding this at an angle like this. Because if you do it straight on and you're not careful, you might sand that down. So I'm just kind of doing it more of an angle, so I don't completely destroy the piece. You can kind of see it's kind of like an angle going that way. So that sticks out way too much. So we gotta sand this one down. Now, the only problem with this is always that fingertip is always a bubble there, but that's okay. I can always fill that in. So 2 extra hands mixing that stuff up. Alright, so the only problem is this front part, so let's really grind this down. That looks not bad. A little bit more. Alright, so I'm just going to go in the garage real quick, do some notches back here, and then we can attach it. Alright, so we're going to use the gel glue. We're going to get the cap off. Gel glue is amazing, especially for something like this. I need a little bit more. A little messy. Plan on making the axe kind of messy anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it's too messy. I just take the Insta-Set. So we got one side done. The only thing that sucks with throwing all that Insta-Set there, if I try to throw glue on the other side, it'll set it up real fast. Go for it. You can get a lot of Insta-Set inside. Put too much on this one. Alright, so that moved along pretty fast. So gonna mix up a little fresh Aves. We'll kind of clean the edging a bit, and then the next day what I'll do is when I get a chance I'll sand it down, and then I'll scrape up some of this a little bit to make it look like worn, a little bit worn pieces around here and there. It should come together pretty well. So now I have the original in case I need something. I got the mold, and you never know. Now normally when I do this stuff, I would probably do this with something else. I would put it aside, I would move on to something else. But it can't hurt to just kind of move through a little bit faster like this. Alright, so since there's a gap here, basically just take some Aves. Hey, what's up, Jay Perez? Yep, just trying to get this axe done. So this way we can get this attached on the hand next stream, detail it up, prime it. This will be all finished. Yeah, just plugging away. Working on a lot of projects, trying to get stuff done. Big paint week. Days are going by fast. I don't know about you guys, but lately it feels like I wake up and before I know it, the day's already over. Guess I've just been in the zone working on stuff. That's good, Jay Perez. I'm not the best at how-to videos, but I just kind of share what I do. Yeah, everything's time consuming with this stuff. Masking, sculpting, painting, priming, prepping. The reason why Wonder Woman and Giganta are taking so much time is because I do them for Fridays only. You know, it's not like I work on them during the weekdays, really. It's just for the streams. So, that's probably why it seems longer as well with these. Which one is that, Perez? Is that the old one I'm thinking about with the webs and building, or is there a newer one? I can't keep up with all this stuff being made anymore. I follow We Are Collectors on Instagram, and it's like every day there's new stuff coming out. On the roof, okay, I think I know that one. Yeah, I enjoy the stream ones too, Raz. It's just that sometimes I look at it during the week and I'm like, ah, I want to work on it today, but then I'm like, nope, gotta save it for the stream. Otherwise, Wonder Woman would probably be almost ready for paint by now. So anybody in the chat that paints, has anyone used the Badger the transparency Badger inks or the golden transparency inks? Because Jesse from Garage Kits does not have any transparencies in stock and may not for a while. So I am going to have to find another set of transparencies for this Wonder Woman. And I want to get it soon before supplies dry up. So I'm thinking there's a nice set of Badger transparency inks. And then there's a set of golden transparencies. And I need something that's like transparency ink type stuff. Figured I'd ask around before I purchase anything. Yeah, I might have to get the golden and the Badger just to have both be on the safe side. The Badgers are worth a little bit cheaper. J Prez, this one we did from scratch with metal rods and the A's and Magic Sculpt and stuff. But you can make weapons different ways. You know, some people make them out of wood, some people do metal work. I just did it this way because this is kind of how I do it. But I'm just trying to show you one way of making a weapon. You know, some people will make a weapon whichever way possible. You know, whether it's Aves, clay, metal. And then when you make a resin copy, it's made out of resin. So it all depends. Yeah, this was a lot of Magic Sculpt, but there was also a lot of A's in there. So Magic Sculpt I use for certain things like this. I don't use the floor polish anymore. I refuse to use it after I cracked up 3 items on me. So floor polish I'll stay away from. Well, the old Pledge worked out great, but when, well, no, it was Future Floor Wax that used to be it, and that's when it was great. And I think when Pledge bought it out, they changed the formula, and it cracked up a bunch of my items. And I have one of my items in my case that is still cracked from it. So I don't use it anymore, period. I refuse to mess with it anymore. But when I paint up her skin tone, I want to have a, you know, a very thin transparency doing the squiggle lines, but I got to make sure it doesn't bleed. So I got to see what will work good. It's gonna be a little tricky. I'll probably place an order this weekend and get both the Badger and the Golden, and I'll see what I like better. Because I do have a bottle left of Garage Kits, what do I have? Sandstone. So I'll probably paint her up in all in this. Oh, it's aged bone, so it's like an aged bone color. So I'll give her a good coating of aged bone, and then we'll start doing all the modding. That's going to be that might be like 2 streams worth of modding. It's going to be a pain in the ass to do it. I might get lazy and do longer squiggly, because I know some guys do these tiny squiggly lines and they just keep going. I don't know if I'll have the patience. Okay, so the axe is good. I did not have time to do the shin guards like I wanted to, but we can kind of figure something out now. And then see about doing the flaps a bit, plan that out a bit. Alright. So, one shin guard's gonna go here. So, did I? This doesn't really matter which one's which. Yeah, I forgot to chop it up. But anyway. So, there's like, if we do the shin guard here, like right about there, there's usually a piece that kind of comes down like so. So what I'm thinking, let's put some saran wrap on her feet. I got an idea. Thinking we try to make these shin guards one solid piece and then put it on. Think it might work. If she wouldn't fall all over the place. Hey Jacob, doing alright. Tired, but doing alright. Hopefully yours is going well. So it's going to go a little bit higher. Now the reason why I'm putting a saran wrap there is if I can sculpt the piece onto this, then I can just pop it off and pop it on. We're gonna see if it works. May not work, but we're gonna try. So I'm gonna do it with A's because A's will probably bond to this a little bit better. Hey Iceman, how's it going? I think the best idea would be if I can make these separated and then attach them, be able to paint them separate and just glue them on at the end. So I think what's going to happen is we'll build a piece here and we'll build a piece here, and then from there I'll do a little bit more support underneath of it, but I'll chisel out the back of the leg, and then basically it'll work a little bit better. But I think this one needs to be set up better. Well, I'm hanging in there. Busy week. Like I said earlier, the days are going by super fast for some reason, and I can't figure out why. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's later out. It stays later out. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're messing with the times. I would like to have these attached and then paint it all together, but I'll never get underneath in here. So, it's not going to work. Alright, so what I am thinking is we take some of these, dropping all over the place. Something like that. Of course, not as messy. I'd have to shape it once it cures. I don't know, something along this lines. Maybe it's too big. I don't know. Let's see about some smaller. No, maybe that won't work. Maybe something a little more simple. I'm winging this here, so I don't know how it's gonna look. Just keep toying with it. Alright, I think that's sort of a start. I can do some shaping and building as I go. Like sort of build this out more. Tweak this area in here. I need to just get a start on it. Alright, it's looking a little weird now, but I have to really set aside a time to clean it up. It's not working out the way I wanted it to. Let's try something else. gonna be a little bit tricky here. Yeah, I'm not good with armor, so I'm trying to figure out what I could do at the bottom of this that looks okay. And because each foot is at a different angle, it's a little tricky. People who sculpt armor are definitely got skills because it's really not super easy. Just come up with the basic idea. Try something else. Maybe the A's just got to get a little bit tougher. Something will work. We'll get it. One way or the other, I'll get it. Alright, let's see. That might work better as a starting point. But I think that might work as a starting point. So let that cure together and then sort of start building up around. This one's got to be a little bit thicker. could be my package. Awesome. I'll open that up just before we close up shop tonight. Show you guys what I got. Alright, I think this is working. It's gonna look weird for now until I start shaping it up. It's gonna have to be sanded down a lot. It sticks out too far. I think it's coming down too far. I think that's the problem. I had it down here. It needs to be more up here. Thinking maybe just get rid of that pad altogether. I think I need to do the shins the way I wanted to do it in the beginning. It's not working. I gotta get the shin pushed in more. Yeah, I think that's just one of these things that are not working the way I want it. This is sticking out too far. That's the problem. I need to grind all this down and get this in more, so it's not sticking out so much, because I can't sand this down. Hey, raccoon. Just one of those things that are just not working. It's going to give me stress throughout the weekend until I figure out how I'm going to do it. See, that one sort of goes in. What I need to do is I need to grind down this shin here, and I need to grind down here, and then these should actually fit in a little bit better, so it's not sticking all the way out here. And they should probably go right to that belt buckle too. Right to that belt buckle. And then I can figure out what to do. It's just not working. And it's one of those things, if I keep messing with it, it's just not going to happen and I'm going to get stressed out. Sometimes you got to learn to walk away for a while. Yeah, all this has got to be pushed in more. Both shin guards have to go in more to the leg. And then once it goes in more, I should be able to do something about it. Might end up just having to have these attached to paint while they're there. But we're gonna have to find that. And I gotta have to drum out this more too. Here and here. So this kind of goes in more. Alright, I think I got an idea on how to fix it too. Yeah, alright, so I'm stopping that before I end up throwing it across the wall, you know? Let's go with a different route. Alright, so we messed with this last week. Alright, let's see if we can cut this without slicing my finger open. So if you guys see blood squirting, nothing I can do about it. What I'm thinking is we sort of cut down here, right? Down the middle. Take our tool. Then in. Something like that. Now what'll happen is I'm going to lay eaves down on this now. This eaves here, strengthen up one side of it. During the week I'll put some eaves on that side and try to create a key that goes in here with a magnet. So some of this might get chopped up, but if I have at least something that you can like pick up and pull out without it like breaking, that's kind of the goal. So it's not perfect yet. I might have to bend some of this a little bit more in the garage. But you get the idea of like what I'm trying to do with it, you know? Have a little bit of a flow like that. So let's roll this out. Just lay it on so we don't waste the eaves. Now I'm using the brass because if I use the steel one, I'll have the magnet and any other magnet dust and stuff will be a pain in the ass. So what I'm going to do is we're going to lay down one side and we'll let it harden. And then what I'm going to do is we'll let the top of it harden up. And then what I'll do is I'll Dremel holes through here. And then what I'll do is I'll put another layer of eaves here, but I'll squeeze through the holes. So this way we have something locking between it. Just in case the eaves breaks free from this. What'll happen is it won't like slide off. I could try to do the holes now, but I would rather have the eaves on it so it's a little bit tougher. Because if I try to bend it now, I'll probably rip through it. So if you get what I'm trying to say, you know, so when you have it sandwiched on the side like this, if you bend this a little bit and the eaves breaks free, it'll start to slide. But if we Dremel holes through it and we lock it in place, it won't slide. That's kind of the idea I'm going to go for on this one. Basically, just take this eaves, go like this. We're just going to break it off at the edges. Now one of the things is I'm pulling downwards because if you try to smooth it out this way, you just slice your fingers open. So I'm just kind of trying not to do that on camera. I'll do it during the weekdays when no one's watching. And then to make life easier, we'll just kind of give me an idea where this line is. See? So it'll go like that. So cut it in here. Trying to do it thinner than the last one I did, where I made it super thick. The other Wonder Woman Black Lantern. So this way, it's not as bad. See? It's a good start. It'll go there like that. So that'll be that piece. So we got some more A's. Let's try. Now I said I would probably attach this one since it's in the front. I'm not going to attach it right now, but at least I can get something started. So I guess we're going to try to create the same size. Yeah, that one's good like that. I'm gonna have to take a garage day, get in the garage, sand down those shin guards, and really figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. If something comes to mind, I might just do it during the week. It might be one of those things where I just got that epiphany and just get it done. I don't know, we'll see. To figure that out. Okay. So like I said on this one, I was thinking of just attaching it. Just get it attached. They need to be a little bit smaller. It's a little too wide. Definitely too long. So if this goes here like that, so what I'm thinking of doing is I'll chop this way, chop this way. Actually, gotta slice myself on all these little pieces. Just get the vacuum and suck them in. Alright, so what I think I'll do is I'll Dremel a hole into there and just slam that in there like so. So let's kind of just bend this for now. And what I'm thinking of doing is, like I said, flip this up like so. So this cuts right about here. Yeah. Hey Dario, how's it going? So we can flip this over like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. So let's draw our lines. this is going to be bent up. That'll go in there somehow. And this stuff go like that. So it might shift a little bit once I get the Dremel the hole in there and get it in. But at least this way I'll be able to paint underneath of it. And it has some kind of flow. And then this piece is going to slice my finger. Yeah. I think that'll work. Okay, moving along at least on this now. Got a good starting point, and we got a mess all over the place. One of the good things about doing it this way is if by chance I put this on here and I wanted to lift this up a little bit more, I could snap the A's and bend it, and then if it comes off I could just slap some more A's on top of it and do it again. So at least there's a way of fixing it without screwing up the whole thing as of yet. But at least that's a good start. See if we can get down. Alright, so this would go into there like so. I have to bend it up a little bit more. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll Dremel a hole in there, and I can slide that in, lock it in place, and then start touching it up more. Dario, I have a website I just redid. I haven't put up all my old stuff on it yet. But if you go through my YouTube channel, I have all my old stuff is pretty much all videoed on YouTube. But I had to redo my website, so I haven't put all the old stuff back on it yet. Just haven't had the time. Alright, so that's good for that piece, right? And then like I said, for this piece, it'll be removable, and it'll be like that. So we got those started. Alright. Get some of this metal out of here before I slice myself. But at least we got the axe pretty much ready to go. I just got to kind of clean this up. And it does get in there, so come on, get in there. Yeah, Dario, just customize, you know, just take an item and redo it. I know 3D is the way to go now, but this is kind of fun doing it this way still. Alright, so those are done. Well, not done, but I'm going to plan these out a little bit more. I gotta get the brush. Wash my hands and I'll show you guys what I got in the box. Hopefully it came through okay. Hey Raphael, how you doing? Alright, so I got this item. I don't know if it's going to be a personal custom or a personal item I sell off. I just couldn't pass up the deal on eBay. That's a lot of packing. So I was able to snag her on eBay. I don't know if anyone saw it. Somebody had just the body up for sale. And I never got to see this in person, but she is absolutely amazing. Really nice statue. Wow, really good job on this. So there's no base that came with this, and there's no left hand. But the body and head are here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use her for yet. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to make a personal item for my own collection or if I'm going to make something else out of her just to sell off. But I should have got her when Sideshow first put her up. I was going to, but I was like, nah, I'll get it when I get a chance. And then now on the secondary market, she's skyrocketed. So this one was actually a good price. So I guess this hand doesn't come out. Huh. So I don't know if this was a replacement or what, or however was the case, but this one is really nice. Yeah, I don't know what to use her for yet. I don't know. I still got a couple other items to get done, and then I'll probably utilize this for something down the line. So I just usually, whenever I find something cheap or on eBay and I can't pass up the deal, I get it, and then I just wait for it, you know, till I can work on it. But I'm not sure who I'll make out of it. And the hair is really good on it, you know, the hair's not bad. It's just got a classic vibe to it. Yeah, Dario. If you want to, if you want to work for the main companies and stuff, you want to, be a sculptor and all that. ZBrush and 3D sculpting is where it's at. But for what I do, it's just, a small little business, repairing, repainting, customizing, stuff like that. So that's why I do it this way. Yeah, she definitely feels 70s. I got foam all over me. But there's so many characters I can make out of it. I'm not sure which one I'll do yet. So one day I might just be, you just see her pop up on a video that I customize it into something else, or what, I don't know yet. So it looks like, let's see. I'm guessing this leg is attached to there, to that part. Yeah. So it looks like this is all one body, and this just gets attached over here. Oh, the Mary Jane? Yeah, it's sort of close to it, but it's kind of on the opposite direction. This one would be kind of good. I don't know, I think I got a character I might make out of this just to sell off, but we'll see. I'm not sure yet, but at least I have it. I'll put it aside here on the shelf and just kind of figure out what I want to do. Now, I am going to, so I do have, after Wonder Woman and after Giganta are done, and I have water spilled all over the place here, I have the next statue we are going to use for live streams. But I'm going to have the Patreons do something a little bit different with voting for it. So I've done this plenty of times before, but I was able to get from somebody another Harley Quinn. So we're gonna have the patrons vote for something a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of a different voting thing for this Harley Quinn. She does have the EX, but I won't be using the EX head for it though. We're just gonna keep that head. So after Giganta, Wonder Woman, we're gonna have Harley. So we got a long summer and year of characters to mess with. I said, whenever I find a good deal on something or I can use it for the live streams, I'll pop them out. So yeah, so it's going to be a fun little live stream series this year, you know. My friend Metajohn is still working on the base elements for Giganta. He does have the hands printed out for Wonder Woman, so hopefully by the time he sends out all the elements, maybe mostly Wonder Woman will be mostly ready to go. I'm going to do a post this weekend on how this Harley is going to be voted on. I got a couple ideas, you know, something a little bit different with her. We'll see what the patrons vote for. And then that's kind of what we got so far for the year on live streams. I mean, I always liked this Harley. I mean, this head is still my favorite Harley sculpt ever. I think this is the best head ever sculpted for Harley. It's just so Jokerish. And it's kind of real but anime at the same time. It's just my favorite head sculpt. Raccoon. Well, I think it's gonna be Harley. But when I post it on Patreon, I'm going to give you the guidelines of what we're going to kind of do. And it's going to be up to the patrons to see where we take it. I think it'll be a fun voting series, you know. It's going to be a little bit different than usual. Instead of me sort of picking the stuff, I'm going to kind of give some guidelines and see what we come up with. I mean, you know, who else can you really make it into, you know? I mean, she's got the Harley face, and she's got the something on her, you know, over her thing. I mean, the only other character I think that could be done with this Harley is if you change the head and you put a staff in her shoulders and it could be Stargirl. But I'm not really interested in doing Stargirl. Is it Stargirl from DC? Is it Stargirl or the one with the in the JSA with the staff? I forget. Yeah, I think a Stargirl would fit it with a different head. You know? I mean, even like I said, she did come with the EX head. But I was thinking of just putting the bubble gum in this one and put it on eBay to offset some of the cost, you know? I'll probably just, you know, fix the bangs again, put the bubble gum if I have any in her mouth, repaint her, and then put on eBay just to help offset the cost. And then just use this as a Harley type sculpt. I always liked it too. I always liked the sculpt. I just don't like the fabric, you know, because you know, it should be really closer to the waist, but it kind of comes out and underneath here as well, and then it doesn't really fit too good in certain areas, and then some of these triangle things or diamonds go all over the place. So Yeah, Lollipop Chainsaw would be good. That's not a bad character. I always liked that game too. But yeah, she doesn't. It all stretches weird on her back. Like back here, it doesn't even go across the back of her. I mean, it did a good job where it goes over the arms and underneath the booty area. But it doesn't fit good around here. And a little bit over in here. I think if it was tight around the waist more, it would be better. But yeah, so that'll be after these two. It's gonna be a while before we start Harley, but I just wanted to show you guys that'll be the next one down the pipeline. We gotta really focus on getting these two done. So I'm going to this week definitely get the shin guards figured out a little bit better. Figure out how the hell I'm gonna get this cleaned up and make sure it works better on these legs. And then hopefully we can get the this axe on her, get this attached into the hand for good, and work on her flaps. So once the axe is on here, we have to worry about the hand, and then we got to worry about the flaps and the shin guards. I think what it is with the shin guards, I just got to take them down a little bit. They're a little bit too thick back here. Just got to pull them in a little bit more. Even though it's weird how she has these weird shin guards. And then Giganta's pretty much ready to go until we get the base. Alright, well, I wish I could have got the shin guards done today, but I just wasn't working. Just one of those days. But other than that, I think that's where I'm going to call the stream. Hopefully, like I said, next week I'll be better prepared. Try to count the days down better. But thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good weekend. And the Patreons, if you're there, you're in chat, just be on the lookout for a post on Sunday. And then we can start figuring out how we're going to go about Harley. So have a great weekend, everyone.